Hi everyone, welcome back to Nutrition Made Simple, a video series that we created that takes a look at ideas surrounding natural health topics, and then we break them down into easy to understand and actionable steps. I'm Brian Strickland. Here with me again, I've got Ed Jones. He is the founder and owner of Nutrition World. And for the month of November, we're taking a little bit of a departure from our normal subjects here, and we're actually going to take a look at some holiday gift guides. Now, it's hard to believe that November is already here. Thanksgiving and Christmas are well on their way, and that means a lot of shopping and sometimes last minute shopping if you're like me. So we wanted to give you just a few handful of ideas of what we have in the store that may benefit you and your loved ones this holiday season. So starting off, we're going to take a look at some of the supplements that we think that might be helpful, and we've broken them down really into 4 categories. So we've got our core 4, we have 2 really great immune kits, we have some CBD, and then vitamin D3. And we're just going to go one by one and kind of talk about why these are important. So Ed, to start us off, let's take a look at our core 4. Now this consists of multivitamin, omega-3, greens powder, probiotic, and technically this is really the core 5 because we've actually added magnesium to the mix as well. So what is it about these particular nutrients that are so important?
Well, Brian, thank you very much for that. You know, I've been in business for almost 43 years, spent 6 days a week working and helping hopefully many people with empowering them of how to stay healthy, get healthy, and be healthy. And when you walk into Nutrition World or any really great nutrition store, there's at least 5,000 products, and we actually have about 7,000 or 8,000.
Right.
How does a person decide if they want to have more of a consistent lifelong program to empower their health? Most people, many times, they'll just read an article. They'll pop in and say, I read about grapeseed extract, and I think it's great. I want some. That's not the best method to achieve optimal health. Health is like an orchestra, and it plays with hundreds of instruments. And if the music's not in tune, we would have to go in and actually evaluate all of these musicians at one time, fix the ones, tune up the ones that are out of tune, and that way you create great music, which is similar to great health. Well, the core 4 is something I came up with years ago. Between looking at blood work and listening to tens of thousands of people, watching what happens when they take supplements and change their lifestyle, I've seen some extremely positive effects from this one package of nutrients. Instead of trying to grab something because of a friend or an article, I encourage people strongly to do monthly what we call the core 4. And the reason that it's put together in the way it was, and we've spent hundreds of hours looking, researching, figuring this out, it didn't just come haphazardly,
Right.
is this would apply to about 95% of all people over the age of 21, and it would accomplish tremendous benefit if they never did anything else. Why is that? Because it addresses inflammation. It addresses many of the reasons why our health declines with chronic aging. It enhances heart's stability and rhythm. It gives you more membrane health as far as brain chemistry and triglyceride and lipids. It produces the microbiome in a better way. Half our immune system is made right here in the gut, people, and half the brain chemicals or more are made in the gut. We have to take care of that organ. The core 4 does almost everything. It has its hands on every component of health. We have an auto ship plan for core 4 that's phenomenal, or we just have it online, or you come in the store. If you want to truly give a gift that can last a lifetime and not be forgotten and thrown away in 3 months, if you have relatives or friends who are already open to this, get them a core 4. Let them try it for one single month, and I almost guarantee you they will be super impressed. I must say, you cannot leave the green drink out.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste really good. I'm being honest, but find ways to get this in once a day. It has 50 different functions that no other pill can accomplish. So core 4, it is magical.
Yeah, with the greens powder, there's kind of like two key thoughts surrounding that. You can just gulp it down really fast all at once, or you can mask it, put it in a morning shake or smoothie, something like that. It's a perfect addition. So yeah, the Core 4 is a perfect starting point for anyone that's looking to either start supplementing, or even if they're a seasoned veteran, this is going to cover all of your basics. So the Core 4 is our starting point. Now, next up, obviously, immunity is a big concern right now, still, sadly. And these two packs in particular have made it extremely easy because they're going to give you all of the basics as far as immunity. So what are in these packs, Ed?
Well, the one thing about this pandemic that, and many things have been a blessing regarding all the hardships we've gone through. Everything's never all bad, all good. We can find some gold buried somewhere within all things in life. What we've learned is there's certain few nutrients that enhance our immune system to a level that we actually didn't even know was possible before this last 2 years. But based on studies, based on experimental history of people and results that we're clearly seeing, these nutrients, which are, again, vitamin D, quercetin, zinc, there's not 50 of them. There's only a small number. What they do is they supply the immune system with the correct information and strength to battle whatever comes our way. I always say this on my radio show. I say it on my other podcast. I say it in person. Most adults get about 3 viral infections a year. I'm 64 years old. That means I've had 180 viral infections. If we didn't conquer that, because there's no medicine to conquer it, if our body didn't have the power to do it, I would have died. Well, I've already beat 180 of them. Well, I am getting older, so I want to enhance to make sure that they're not going to win and I am. These kits are so inexpensive and so easy as a protocol program for friends, relatives, or yourself that you can do this in addition to the Core 4 if you chose to. But if you're wanting, especially through the holiday season and winter, you just want them to stay well, and they're not really big into a lot of pills and things, get them either Life Extension or Natural Factors Immune Kit. They're only about $30, and they last a whole month, and they're easy to take.
Yeah, they're going to come in individual packets, I think, right? So it's, basically one a day. It's super simple and is a perfect fit for most people. And moving on quickly, we have CBD up next. Now, obviously, stress is a very real thing during the holiday season. We're around family members. We're in situations that we're not typically in, and obviously that can result in a lot of unwanted stress. So that's why we put CBD specifically on our list for this holiday season. Now, obviously, CBD does other things, but really it's probably known for, its help with anxiety and stress. Now, what makes CBD such a good fit for those reasons?
Thank you. That's an interesting question. I will have to say, again, we've learned so much in 4 years with CBD. Again, research, listening to people, going deeply into the subject. CBD, and there's a lot of billboards around town, say anxiety, CBD. Well, it's true, but only if you get the right brand for the right purpose. Yeah. There are CBDs that I recommend for sleep that I may not recommend for anxiety. There's CBDs for pain that I won't recommend for sleep. So if you come in, we can kind of designate which one we think is best. But I always keep a bottle on my desk, generally one in my car, and I think on average I might use 3 doses a week because finally my sleep is getting into a better place than it's been in a long time. But I can have chronic pain. I can have anxiety based on just the world feeling like it's crashing in any moment due to just multiple stress. And CBD will take the edge off. Do not expect it to be a Xanax, but I don't want that because that's where side effects come in. But the right CBD at the right dose can be such a gift when it's needed. And many times we can't see all the stress that may come at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So be prepared. You can have CBD. It's a wonderful gift. Again, we go back to the main reasons people take it: sleep, anxiety, and pain. Pain, you have to do constantly, every day, 3 times a day. Anxiety, you do it as needed. You just keep it with you and you do double dose and you're perfectly fine. Check with your doctor if you have medical conditions. A few medical conditions we do not recommend CBD for.
Yeah, and obviously there is always a risk of THC being present. So if you're, at a workplace and they're doing drug testing, that is always a consideration. We want to be very clear about that, just because there can be trace amounts of THC in these products. So moving on, we have vitamin D3, which I know is a personal favorite of yours. You have preached this, to the mountains. I've heard you talk about it so many times. What is it about D3 that is so important and so valuable?
15 years ago, I would guess, we probably had 2 different vitamin Ds on our shelf. We didn't have a clue the magic of this particular nutrient. It's actually a hormone more than it is a nutrient. And again, this past 2 years has taught us more than we probably would have learned in 15 years about the impact of proper nutrients. Now, I will say again, every Sunday I say on my radio show, Nutrition World gives away free vitamin D to school teachers who, I love school teachers, firemen, policemen. I'm an ex-policeman, Chattanooga, and healthcare workers. And we give it away free because the research is not even pointing. It's blatantly clear that people who have less than 17 nanograms of vitamin D in their blood are going to suffer probably terribly with a viral infection or other infections or increase in diseases such as cancer, depression, anxiety, bone loss. The list goes on and on. And it's easy, it's inexpensive, it's relatively non-toxic if you do the right things, and it changes the lives of people. If you can't do anything else, people, and you care about your loved ones, get them a vitamin D bottle and have them take 1 pill a day. Now, we do blood testing at Nutrition World, and I do encourage people to get a blood test. It's every Tuesday. Just walk in, put your arm out, and get a blood test. And that way because I do a lot of blood testing on myself, and I have to take pretty large amounts of vitamin D to actually be in the sweet spot, which is 50 nanograms and above, up to 80 nanograms. And without blood testing, I would not have known that. So I encourage blood testing. But if you just want to get something just life-changing, inexpensive, and easy for a person who doesn't want to take a lot of pills, this is 1 pill a day, and it can change the future of this person's life. And often, Brian, and this is the kind of the curse of being young, we can't appreciate much until we lose it. And the people who plug along and they're always doing pretty well, they don't ever get sick that often, they don't have any real worrisome side effects, especially men, they just ignore all this until something happens. Don't wait for it to happen. It's easier to keep a horse in the corral than it is to go round them up if you leave the gate open. Keep your health horse in the corral by doing the right things now. And of course, it's not all about a pill. It's about the right eating habits and exercise and sleep and mental state. So there's other components to this. But this is key, people. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it, please.
And I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention the importance of taking K2 with vitamin D3 as well. Do you want to touch on that?
Vitamin K2 has come almost out of nowhere, and the research has actually been around on vitamin K2, but it wasn't spoke about. And we now know that vitamin K2 and D together help to prevent calcification within the body. And D, with all its magic, can't do that. But when you combine it with K2, in animal studies, they reduce plaque about 32% in a very short period of time because of the K2. K2 cannot be taken with people on blood thinners. Again, if you have medical conditions, check with your doctor, but everyone else can. And it does not thicken your blood, people. It only does that if you're on a certain drug because it makes the drug not work. So it's extremely important. That's something I will take the remainder of my life, whether it be 3 months or 35 years. I'm going to take vitamin K2 with my D forever.
Perfect. And we do have some products that are a combination. They've got both of them inside each capsule, so that's an easy dose to take. And we do have gummies as well for all your kiddos out there. And we don't have them here, but we obviously do have like some immune supplements and other options for kids as well. I just wanted to mention that. But Thanks, Ed. I think that's going to cover it for today. And thank you guys for watching. As always, if you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps us out, and it will give you access and notifications that we have a new video out, which we're trying to do each and every week. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that this holiday season isn't stressful for you, but it's a great time. And we'll see you next week with another Nutrition Made Simple. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Stay strong, stay fearless.